Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding milling machines. A milling machine is a machine tool that removes metal as the work is fed against a rotating multipoint cutter. So the principle that is used in a milling machine is the work it is fed against a rotating multipoint cutter. The cutter rotates at a high speed, and because of multiple cutting edges, it removes metal at a very fast rate. One or more number of cutters can be mounted simultaneously on the milling machine. This is the reason that the milling machine finds wide application in the production work. So milling machines were basically developed to machine flat surfaces. The work to be machined is held in a vise, a rotary table, or three-jaw chuck, an index head in a special fixture, or bolted to the machine table. So the work holding devices that are bolted to the machine table, and in that you can hold the work, and that work it is fed against the rotating cutter. So milling machines were basically developed to machine flat surfaces, but the present milling machines can machine flat, contoured, and helical surfaces that is used to cut gears and do various other jobs. So you can see the milling machine applications, various types of jobs that you can machine. So classification of milling machine. So the first category, that is according to the axis of the spindle of the machine, it is subclassified as horizontal milling machine and vertical milling machine. Then second category, according to their purpose, it is classified as first general purpose milling machines, and that general purpose milling machines it is again subclassified as horizontal milling machine, vertical milling machine, universal milling machine, and omniversal milling machine. Second type according to their purpose is production milling machines. In that the classification is planer type, bed type, drum type, hand operated, continuous or rotary millers, tracer control. And third type is special purpose milling machines. So this is regarding the classification of milling machine. Now we will see the construction and working of column and knee type horizontal milling machines. So in this category, we will see the column and knee type horizontal milling machine and the column and knee type vertical milling machine. So first we will see the construction and working of column and knee type horizontal milling machine. So this is a horizontal milling machine. You can see the diagram. So there is a column, vertical column. Then there is a base. On the base, the vertical column it is mounted. Then there is a overhanging arm. You can see at the right hand side top, and there is a arbor that is horizontally placed. And on the arbor, the cutter it is mounted. Then there is a knee that can be moved in a upward and downward direction. On the knee, there is a saddle. So that saddle it is actually a sliding part for the table and the crossfeed, and over the saddle there is a table that is mounted. So you can see the another diagram. So base, then there is a elevating screw for moving the knee in a upward or downward direction. Then there is a saddle for the crossfeed of the table. On the saddle there is a table. Then there is a column, then overhanging arm. Then there is a arbor support. There is a arbor for mounting the cutter, and that arbor it is attached to the spindle. So cutter it is rotating at one place, and the the work that is on a table that is fed against the rotating cutter. That principle that is used in a machine. Now we will see the parts of the horizontal milling machine and its function. So first is the column. It is the main supporting frame mounted basically on a base. So the first part is base. So it carries the column at its one end. It is a foundation member for all other parts which rest upon it, and it is a gray iron casting. Then next part, it is a column. It is the main supporting frame mounted vertically on a base. The column is box shaped and heavily ribbed inside. It has a driving mechanism for the spindle and table feed. So this is regarding the column. So it is a box like structure and it has a driving mechanism for the spindle and table feed. The front vertical face of the column is accurately machined and is provided with dovetail guideways for supporting and movement of the knee. So on the front face of the column, the ways are provided through which the knee can be moved in a upward or downward direction. The top of the column is finished for movement of the overhanging arm that extends outwards at front of the machine. So also top of the column it is accurately machined so that that overhanging arm that you can see that element at the top, so you can slide that overhanging arm over the column in a horizontal direction. Next part, it is a knee. So it is a rigid gray iron casting. So you can see the knee element. It slides up and down on a vertical ways of the column face. The adjustment of height is done by an elevating screw mounted on the base that also support the knee. So there is a knee. By rotating the lever, you can move the rotating the wheel, you can rotate the elevating screw so that the knee can be moved in a upward or downward direction so that you can adjust the height of the work. It has a feed mechanism of the table and different controls to operate it. So inside the knee there is a feed mechanism. The top face of the knee have a slide ways for the cross travel of the table. So there is a saddle that can be moved in a cross direction so that the table moves in a cross direction. Then the next part, that is the overhanging arm. So it is mounted on the top of the column and extends outwards. So this is the overhanging arm. It serves as a bearing support for the other end of the arbor. So you can see there is a arbor and other end of the arbor it is connected or it is supported by the arbor support which is connected to the overhanging arm. The arm is adjustable so that the bearing support may be provided nearest to the cutter. And the next part, that is a table. The table rests on the wedge of the saddle and travels longitudinally. So this is a table you can see that is mounted on a saddle and the saddle it is a sliding part. When the saddle moves, the table that also moves. The top of the table is accurately finished and the T-slots are provided for clamping the work. So you can see the T-slots that are provided on a table where you can place the bolts, and by using the nut and bolt arrangement you can hold the work on a table, or you can hold the work holding devices on a table. Trip dogs are provided on the side of the table to limit the longitudinal feed. In universal machines, the table may also be swiveled horizontally. Then the spindle. The spindle of the machine is located in the upper part of the column. So in the column, the spindle, you can see the name it is given for the spindle. So it is inside the column. It receives the power from the motor through belts, gears, clutches and transmit it to the arbor. The front end of the spindle is provided with a taper hole So there is a taper hole that is provided in a spindle into which taper shank of the arbor may be inserted. So taper shank of the arbor, it is inserted into the taper shank hole in a spindle. So when spindle rotates, your arbor also rotates so that the cutter rotates. The next part, that is a saddle. So saddle, it is mounted on a guide wedge of the knee and moves towards or away from the face of the column. This movement can be obtained either by power or by hand. The top of the saddle has guide ways for the table movement. Then the arbor. It is the extension of the machine spindle on which milling cutters are securely mounted. So you can see there is a arbor that is connected to the spindle. It has a taper shank at one end and it fits in a taper shank hole provided in a spindle. The spacing collars are provided on a arbor so that to adjust or fix the cutter at desired position on a arbor. So you can see in a arbor the vertical lines means it is a these are the spacing collars so that you can fix the cutter at desired position, or you can adjust the position of the cutter by moving the collars from one place to another place. So with the help of that spacing collars, you can mount the cutter at desired position. So this is regarding the construction and working of the column and knee type horizontal milling machine. Now next is vertical milling machine. The vertical milling machine is very similar to the plain horizontal milling machine, except that the spindle is held in a vertical position instead of horizontal. So in a horizontal milling machine, the spindle it is rotates horizontally. In a vertical milling machine, the spindle it is held in a vertical position instead of horizontal. The parts of the vertical milling machine, you can see the base, column, knee and table. So the construction and working of these parts that are same as that of horizontal milling machine. So the construction and working of base, column, knee and table, it is same as that of horizontal milling machine. Apart from that, there is a spindle head. So vertical milling head, that is at the top, you can see in a head there is a spindle, and on the spindle the cutter it is mounted and which rotates in a vertical axis. So regarding spindle head, this machine has a vertical head and spindle. Same feed and adjustments are available as that of horizontal milling machine. The overarm provides the strong support to the spindle. On some models, the head can be moved up and down to perform operations like grooving, slotting, die forming, drilling, boring, etc. The head can be swiveled at any angle around the horizontal axis. So this is regarding the vertical milling machine. Then the various milling operations that you can produce on a milling machine. These are plain or slab milling, face milling, end milling, side milling, slot milling, angular milling, form milling, straddle milling, then saw milling, gear cutting, keyway milling, string milling, profile milling, thread milling, helical milling and cam milling. So the first operation, that is plain surface or slab milling. So plain, in that the plain milling cutter is used. These cutters are cylindrical in shape and have cutting teeth on its periphery only. You can see the cutter and the cutting teeth on its periphery of the cutter. The plain milling cutter may have either straight or helical teeth. So in this diagram there is a helical teeth. These cutters are used for milling plain or flat surfaces. Cutter rotates about an axis parallel to the work surface. Depth of cut is adjusted by rotating vertical feed screw, and then work is fed perpendicular to the axis of rotation of the cutter, so that the top surface that can be finished. Face milling cutter is used. These cutters may have teeth on its end surface. It is similar to end mill cutter but larger in diameter, generally 140 mm to 380 mm. These cutters are used for milling large flat surfaces. Cutter rotates an axis perpendicular to the work surface. Depth of cut is adjusted by rotating vertical feed screw, and then the work is fed perpendicular to the axis of rotation of the spindle. Generally, these cutters are used on a vertical milling machine. Then, see the another diagram of the face milling. These cutters that are used on a vertical milling machine that will rotate in a particular direction, and you can machine the face of the work. Then end milling. End mill cutters are used. These cutters have cutting teeth on the end as well as on its periphery. They are employed for making deep grooves in a base part, profile races, steps, particular planes, etc. These cutters are used on a vertical milling machine. So that is regarding the end milling cutter or the end milling operation. So cutter rotates about an axis perpendicular and parallel to the work surface. Depth of cut is adjusted by rotating vertical feed screw, and then table is fed perpendicular to the axis of rotation of the cutter. Then the side milling. In this, side milling cutter is used. These cutters have teeth around the periphery and also on one or both the sides. Width of cutter is from about 5 mm to 25 mm and diameter from 50 to 200 mm. These cutters are used for machining flat vertical surfaces of workpiece. Cutter rotates about an axis perpendicular to work surface. Depth of cut is adjusted by rotating vertical feed screw, and then work is fed perpendicular to axis of rotation of the cutter. Then the slot milling, the operation of producing slots like T-slots and plain slots that you can produce. The cutter it is used end milling cutter and T-slot cutter, side milling cutter, and it is generally used on a vertical milling machine. So T-slots on a table that you can produce by using this T-slot cutter. So first you have to use the end milling cutter. You have to produce the slot by using end milling cutter, and then that T-slot cutter it is inserted from the side and it is in a groove, and then the table it is fed in a longitudinal direction, producing the T-slots. You can see here. So first in the first stage the slot it is made, you can see at the top, and then the second cut it is made by using T-slot cutter. So shank of the T-slot cutter it is inserted in a slot that is previously formed. Then angular milling. So the simple example of angular milling is the production of V block. It is the operation of production of an angular surface on a workpiece other than at right angles to the axis of milling machine table. Then form milling, operation of producing all types of angular cuts like V notches and grooves, serrations and angular surfaces. So cutter it is used, double angle cutter, and machine it is horizontal milling machine it is used. So this is a form milling. Then straddle milling. So simultaneously two parallel surfaces that you can machine by using two milling cutters that are mounted on a arbor, and the space between the two cutters that is adjusted by spacing collar, and these surfaces that can be machined in one setting only. Thank you. This is regarding the milling machine and the operations that can be performed on a by a milling machine. Thank you.